should. As you talk of her, she sounds enchanting. Yes, I'm sure I should have liked her, because, you know, I have never for an instant felt in the least jealous of her. That's a good sign.
Poor Elvira.
Does it still hurt when you think of her?
No, not really. Sometimes I almost wish it did. I feel rather guilty.
I wonder if I died, before you'd grown tired of me, if you'd forget me so soon.
What a horrible thing to say.
No, I think it's interesting.
Well, to begin with, I haven't forgotten Elvira. I remember her very distinctly indeed. I remember how fascinating she was and how maddening. I remember how badly she played all games and how cross she got when she didn't win. I remember her gay charm when she achieved her own way over something and her extreme acidity when she didn't. I remember her physical attractiveness, which was tremendous, and her spiritual integrity, which was nil.
You can't remember something that was nil.
I remember how morally untidy she was.
Was she more physically attractive than I am?
That's a very tiresome question, dear, and fully deserves the wrong answer.
You really are very sweet.
Thank you.
And a little naive, too.
Why?
Because you imagine that I mind about Elvira being more physically attractive than I am.
I should have thought any woman would mind if it were true. Or perhaps I'm old-fashioned in my view of female psychology.
Not exactly old-fashioned, darling, just a bit didactic.
What do you mean?
It's didactic to attribute to one type the defects of another type. For instance, because you know perfectly well that Elvira would mind terribly if you found another woman more attractive physically than she was, it doesn't necessarily follow that I should. Elvira was a more physical person than I. I'm certain of that. It's all a question of degree.
I love you, my love.
I know you do, but not the wildest stretch of imagination could describe it as the first fine, careless rapture.
Would you like it to be?
Good God, no.
Wasn't it a shade too vehement?
We're neither of us adolescent, Charles. We've neither of us led exactly prim lives, have we? And we've both been married before. Careless rapture at this stage would be incongruous and embarrassing.
I hope I haven't been in any way a disappointment, dear.
Oh, don't be so idiotic.
After all, your first husband was a great deal older than you, wasn't he? I shouldn't like you to think that you'd missed out all along the line.
There are moments, Charles, when you go too far.
I'm sorry, darling.
As far as waspish female psychology goes, there's a rather strong vein of it in you.
I've heard that said about Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar is neither here nor there.
He may be, for all we know. We must ask Madame Arcadi.
You're awfully irritating when you're determined to be witty at all costs, almost supercilious.
That's exactly what Elvira used to say.
I'm not at all surprised. I never imagined, physically triumphant as she was, that she was entirely lacking in perception.
Darling Ruth.
There you go again.
As I think I mentioned before, I love you, my love.
Poor Elvira.
Didn't that light comradely kiss mollify you at all?
You're very annoying. You know you are. When I said poor Elvira, it came from the heart. You must have bewildered her so horribly.
Don't I ever bewilder you at all?
Never for an instant. I know every trick.
Well, all I can say is we better get a divorce immediately.
Put my glass down. There's a darling.
She certainly had a great talent for living. It was a pity she died so young.
Poor Elvira.
That remark is getting monotonous.
Poor Charles, then.
That's better.
And later on, poor Ruth, I expect.
You have no faith, Ruth. I really do think you should try to have a little more faith.
I shall strain every nerve.
Life without faith is an arid business.
How beautifully you put things, dear.
I aim to please.
If I died, I wonder how long it would be before you married again.
You won't die. You're not the dying sort.
Neither was Elvira.
Oh, yes, she was, now that I look back on it. She had a certain ethereal, not quite of this world quality. Nobody could call you even remotely ethereal.
Nonsense. She was of the earth. Earthy.
Well, she is now, anyhow.
You know, that's the kind of observation that shocks people.
It's discouraging to think how many people are shocked by honesty and how few by deceit.
Write that down. You might forget it.
You underrate me.
Anyhow, it was a question of bad taste more than honesty.
I was devoted to Elvira. We were married for 5 years. She died. I missed her very much. And that was 7 years ago. I have now, with your help, my love, risen above the whole thing.
Admirable. But if tragedy should darken our lives, I still say, with prophetic foreboding, poor Ruth.
That's probably the Bradmans.
It might be Madame Arcadi.
No, she'll come on her bicycle. She always goes everywhere on her bicycle.
She really is very spirited, the old girl.
Shall I go, or shall we let Edith have her fling?
Wait a minute and see what happens.
Perhaps you didn't hear.
She's probably on one knee in a pre-sprinting position, waiting for Cook to open the kitchen door.
Steady, Edith.
Yes, sir. Dr. and Mrs. Bradman.
Oh,
We're not late, are we? I only got back from the hospital about half an hour ago.
Of course not. Madame Arcati isn't here yet.
That must have been how we passed coming down the hill. I said I thought it was.
Then you won't be long. I'm so glad you were able to come.
We've been looking forward to it. I feel really quite excited.
I guarantee that Violet will be good. I made her promise.
There wasn't any need. I'm absolutely thrilled. I've only seen Madame Arcati 2 or 3 times in the village. I mean, I've never seen her do anything at all peculiar, if you know what I mean.
Dry martini?
By all means.
She certainly is a strange woman. It was only a chance remark of the vicar's about seeing her up on the knoll on Midsummer Eve, dressed in sort of Indian robes, that made me realise she was psychic at all. Then I began to make inquiries. Apparently she'd been a professional in London for years.
It is funny, isn't it? I mean, anybody doing it is a profession.
Oh, I believe it's very lucrative.
Do you believe in it, Mrs. Condomine? Do you think there's anything really genuine about it at all?
I'm afraid not. But I do think it's interesting how easily people allow themselves to be deceived.
But she must believe it herself, mustn't she? Or is the whole business a fake?
I suspect the worst. A real professional charlatan. That's what I'm hoping for, anyhow. The character I'm planning for my book must be a complete imposter. That's one of the most important factors of the whole story.
What exactly are you hoping to get from her?
Jargon, principally, a few of the tricks of the trade. I haven't been to a séance for years. I want to refresh my memory.
Oh, then it's not entirely new to you.
Oh, no, when I was a little boy, an aunt of mine used to come and stay with us. She imagined she was a medium and used to go off into the most elaborate trances after dinner. My mother was fascinated by it.
Was she convinced?
Oh, good heavens, no. She just naturally disliked my aunt and loved making a fool of her.
I gather that there were never any tangible results.
Well, sometimes she didn't do so badly. On one occasion, when we were all sitting round in the pitch dark with my mother groping her way through chaminade at the piano, my aunt suddenly gave a shrill scream and said she saw a small black dog by my chair. Then someone switched on the lights, and sure enough, there it was.
Yeah.
But how extraordinary.
It was obviously a stray that had come in from the street. I must say I took my hat off to Auntie for producing it, or rather for utilising it. Even Mother was a bit shaken.
What happened to it?
It lived with us for years.
I sincerely hope Madame Arcati won't produce any livestock. We have so very little room in this house.
Do you think she tells fortunes? I love having my fortune told.
I expect so.
I was told once on the pier at Southsea that I was surrounded by lilies in a golden 7. It worried me for days.
Now, we really must all be serious, and pretend that we believe implicitly. Otherwise, she won't play.
Also, she might really mind. It would be cruel to upset her.
I shall be as good as gold.
Have you ever attended her, Doctor? Professionally, I mean.
Yes, she had influenza in January. She's only been here just over a year, you know. I must say she was singularly unpsychic then. I always understood that she was an authoress.
Oh, yes. We originally met as colleagues at one of Mrs. Wilmot's Sunday evenings in Sandgate.
Yeah.
What sort of books does she write?
Two sorts. Rather whimsical children's stories about enchanted woods filled with highly conversational flora and fauna, and enthusiastic biographies of minor royalties, very sentimental, reverent, and extremely funny.
Here she is.
She knows, doesn't she, about tonight? You're not going to spring it on her.
Of course, it was all arranged last week. I told her how profoundly interested I was in anything to do with the occult, and she blossomed like a rose.
I really feel quite nervous, as though I were going to make a speech.
You go and meet her, darling.
I've leaned my bike up against that little bush. It would be perfectly all right if no one touches it. Madame Arcati.
How nice of you to have come all this way.
My dear Madame Arcati.
I'm afraid I'm rather late, but I had a sudden presentiment that I was going to have a puncture, so I went back to fetch my pump. And then, of course, I didn't have a puncture at all.
Perhaps you will on the way home.
Dr. Bradman, the man with the gentle hand.
I'm delighted to see you looking so well. This is my wife.
Oh, we are old friends. We meet coming out of shops.
Would you like a cocktail?
If it's a dry martini, yes. If it's a concoction, no. Experience has taught me to be very wary of concoctions.
It is a dry martini.
Oh, how delicious. Oh, it was wonderful cycling through the woods this evening. I was deafened with bird song.
It's been lovely all day.
But the evening's the time, mark my words. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Don't you find it very tiring bicycling everywhere?
On the contrary, it stimulates me. I was getting far too sedentary in London. That horrid little flat with dim lights. They had to be dim, you know. The clients expect it.
I must say I find bicycling very exhausting.
Steady rhythm, that's what counts. Once you get the knack of it, you need never look back. On you get and away you go.
But the hills, Madame Arcati. Pushing up those awful hills.
Just knack again. Down with your head, up with your heart, and you're over the top like a flash and skimming down the other side like a dragonfly. This is the best dry martini I've had for years.
Will you have another?
Certainly. You're a very clever man. Anybody can write books, but it takes an artist to make a dry martini that's dry enough.
Are you writing anything nowadays, Madame Arcati?
Every morning, regular as clockwork, 7 till 1.
Is it a novel or a memoir?
It's a children's book. I have to finish it by the end of October to catch the Christmas sales. It's mostly about very small animals. The hero is a moss beetle. I had to give up my memoir of Princess Pagliatani because she died in April. I talked to her about it the other day, and she implored me to go on with it, but I really hadn't the heart.
You talked to her about it the other day?
Yes, through my control, of course. She sounded very irritable.
It's funny to think of people in the spirit world being irritable, isn't it? I mean, one can hardly imagine it, can one?
We have no reliable guarantee that the afterlife will be any less exasperating than this one, have we?
Oh, Mr. Condomine, how can you?
I expect it's dreadfully ignorant of me not to know. But who was Princess Pagliatani?
She was originally a Jewess from Odessa, of quite remarkable beauty. It was an accepted fact that people used to stand on the seats of railway stations to watch her whiz by.
She was a keen traveller?
In her younger days, yes. Later on, she married a Mr. Clark in the consular service and settled down for a while.
How did she become Princess Pagliatani?
That was years later. Mr. Clark passed over and left her penniless with 2 strapping girls.
How unpleasant.
And so there was nothing for it but to obey the beckoning finger of adventure and to take to the road again. So off she went, bag and baggage, to Vladivostok.
What an extraordinary place to go.
She had cousins there. Some years later she met old Pagliatani, who was returning from a secret mission to Japan. He was immediately staggered by her beauty, and very shortly afterwards married her. From then on, her life became really interesting.
I should hardly have described it as dull before.
What happened to the girls?
She neither saw them nor spoke to them for 23 years.
How extraordinary.
Not at all. She was always very erratic emotionally.
Dinner is served, madam.
Thank you, Edith. Shall we?
No red meat, I hope.
There's meat, but I don't think it will be very red. Would you rather have an egg or something?
No, thank you. It's just that I make it a rule never to eat red meat before I work. It sometimes has an odd effect.
What sort of an effect?
Oh, nothing of the least importance. If it isn't very red, it won't matter at all. Anyhow, we'll risk it.
Come along, then, Mrs. Bradman, Madame Arcati. You're on Charles's right.
Right.
Use the velvet glove a little bit, emulate the dove a little bit, try to run to love a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit more.